Anyway, we got to move on. We have to talk about something much more exciting than the Gorge. Big segment this week. We've been doing prep. We've been putting ballots together. Very excited to talk about it. Andy, what is this we're doing?
We are doing our 2025 Oscar predictions. The Oscars are this Sunday, March 2nd. And this is for, of course, the year of 2024, covering 2024, but you always call them the year that they're in. So we're going to be going through all our predictions of most of these. Anything that we haven't, any category that we haven't seen, we're not going to be talking about. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. So starting with Best Picture, I'll list all of the nominees and then I'll say what I predict. So Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked are our nominees. And my choice, and again, this isn't my personal choice, this is me trying to predict what the Academy is going to predict, is Anora. Anora's had a lot of huge buzz. It's won a lot of the kind of smaller awards leading up, the PGA, DGA, WGA, SAG, Spirit Award, like all these things that happened in the last couple of months. It's become the front runner, and this has been an exciting Oscar season because it's shifted. First, it was it's Conclave, no, it's The Brutalist, no, it's A Complete Unknown, no, it's Anora. It's like half of these have been the front runner at one point or another. It seems to be focusing in on Anora. It is a great film by Sean Baker, incredible performance by Mikey Madison, which we'll talk about later. So my prediction is Anora.
My prediction's The Brutalist, for a couple of reasons. One, because I can't predict everything, Andy. We can't have the same predictions, all right? That wouldn't make for a good podcast. But two, because I think The Brutalist is genuinely special. I think it is a small budget for such grand vision. I think it does a lot of things that Hollywood likes, i.e. bringing back big old classics like The Intermission, right? And bringing up some obviously other big noms here. I feel like our Best Picture pick indicates a lot of where Andy and I seem to have split this year. I feel like he runs a little bit in the direction of Sean Baker and Anora, and I do definitely seem to be running towards Brady Corbett and The Brutalist. But man, I've just been so charmed by that film, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And you're right, I should be picking like what I think the Academy will pick, but also a little bit, man, dude, I think The Brutalist is great. Also, a hot mention for Conclave, which I don't know is going to win, but I've seen a lot of people saying it might go the distance. We covered all of these on our podcast before. All bangers, all winners in my heart. We got to talk about actor in a leading role. Here's what I got. The exact same pick as Andy, actually. I think we both think Timothée Chalamet is winning for Complete Unknown. Other nominees are Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Ray Fiennes for Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. Listen, all great, but dude, Chalamet's just awesome. God, he did that SAG-AFTRA speech. He's like, I just want to be great. I think I can go the distance. If you're like, oh God, everybody loves him. He's a young up and comer, and he'll be the youngest one to win, which is kind of a great handoff from Adrian Brody, who was the previous youngest one to win. Imagine the split cam when you got all of them, and they're like, and the Best Picture winner is, actor in a leading role is Timothée Chalamet. Boom! Oh, Adrian Brody's big smiles. Everybody loves it. It's good. The one other one I wanted to mention before I hand back off to Andy's actor in supporting. Let's just knock this one out. Best supporting actor. We're split here. Nominees are Yura Borsov for Anora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. Andy says it's Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. I think Jeremy Strong's got it for The Apprentice. Mostly because I'm a Succession head and I love Jeremy Strong, but also, dude, Roy Cohn is so chilling in that movie. He is genuinely incredible. Andy, what do you think of these picks?
Well, Kieran Culkin has kind of won every award that has come up before. That he has been the one. I think Jeremy Strong might have won one of them. Kieran Culkin is definitely the front runner for that. I think Jeremy Strong is a strong second. That would be a huge upset, but I think the cards are definitely on Kieran Culkin's favor. And then I had Adrian Brody for The Brutalist until this last win at the SAG Awards. That really tilted me.
I know. Yeah.
A lot of what the Oscars are, it's about dictating the future of Hollywood. So you have a question like, do we hold up kind of the more traditional old style films of, a kind of longer standing veteran actor like Adrian Brody, or do we anoint the once and future king of cinema, our Lord and Savior Timothée Chalamet? And I think Chalamet has got it. He has been in 7 of the last 10 Best Picture noms. He's led 4 of them, and that would be Dune 1 and 2, Call Me by Your Name, and of course A Complete Unknown. He's a star. He's going to go on to continue to do great things. I think he definitely has, and his performance is incredible as well.
Yeah, I think he's kind of incredible. I think you're right. Like he might be the new king, or maybe not. Maybe he's still got some years to go, but he's pretty talented. Who do you got for actress?
So our nominees are Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Anora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Demi Moore has it for me. She's gave such an incredible performance in that movie. And again, a lot of what the Oscars is about: rewarding legacy, rewarding a career, rewarding what have you done for the movies, what have you done for us lately, kind of thing. She has an incredible 40-year career in films and lots of memorable roles. The only upset might be Mikey Madison for Anora. She's won a number of these as well, but it's been split, so it's a little up in the air. But Mikey Madison has the thing where she is very young. She's 25. This is her first big movie, and yes, she knocks it out of the park. But again, we need a legacy here. We need you to do a little bit more before we give you the award. I think so. I think Demi Moore has it. Actress in a supporting role, we have Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. I think Saldana is getting this despite the controversy. Again, a very storied career. Ariana Grande is possibly would be a dark horse. She's kind of second place.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Saldana. I really like Ariana Grande and Wicked. I think she's incredible, but Saldana has won like every major award leading up to this. Like if she doesn't get it, it's practically an upset at this point. It's crazy that Demi Moore is on the fence, dude. Like we rewatched Substance not long ago. My God, that movie's great, dude. I think it's like role of a lifetime stuff for her, and I understand how many great roles she's had, but like it is just something so special she's doing in that movie. It's like it feels too perfect. It's like it was made in the test tube, which like really it's kind of what The Substance is all about. I think she's amazing in that role. Anyway, I don't have enough good things to say about it. We've definitely covered The Substance on the pod before. If you want to go check out our review, you can. Also, we covered it just last week in our recently watched segment. I think I put out a Hellraiser video. It's got our Substance review on the end of it. So if you want to check that out, check the channel. Let's talk about Best Animated Feature. 5 nominees this year, like always. Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot. We've seen all of these but Memoir of a Snail. Andy says it's Flow, which we're actually just about to talk about. So I'm glad this is a good primer for the pump to talk about what we're going to talk about with Flow here. Having seen most of these, I think it's a big claim to say Flow's the winner. For me, I think it's Wild Robot by a nose. They're both really special. They both do something unique that I think they actually have a lot of similarities. But Robot is just something totally different in a way that I didn't expect. I didn't expect to be charmed by it. Like Flow, I kind of went in thinking, yeah, this is supposed to be something special. It's nominated for Academy Award. Wild Robot felt scrappy. I was like, well, here's DreamWorks swing at whatever. Like what? Disney put out Inside Out 2, and DreamWorks is like, Wild Robot. The best we got. But it's actually really special, and I'm really glad it's on here. So that's my favorite. What do you got, Andy?
So the Flow was also nominated for Best International Feature. It's out of Lithuania. And actually I had The Wild Robot before seeing Flow. It would be it's a little bit smaller film. So it would be a little bit of an upset, but those are definitely the top 2 contenders. Dropping through, I'm going to try and go through these a little bit faster now. Cinematography, we have The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. I'm leaning towards The Brutalist.
Yeah, I think it's The Brutalist as well. Again, I know it's a cheap project, but between the location scouting and like just how they managed to place things in frame, incredible, dude. Like not only for the architecture and what you see, but also like just the general emotion of Laszlo's journey, like as an immigrant to America and experiencing like these wildly differing feelings from a world that so many Americans now hold up as great. The 50s, right? Everything was good. That was when we had it all figured out. Like, turns out maybe not so. And I think a lot of that comes through in the visuals for the Brutalist. Costume design, real quick one here. I think it's wicked. Nominees are Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, and Nosferatu. Andy lands in the same place. It's an easy Wicked pick, right? And I don't mean to say that the Oscars are all about marketing and making money, but like you got to get them up there to accept an award, a couple awards, right? Give them like makeup and hairstyling or costume design, maybe. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's got it. Complete Unknown is very nostalgic, but like it's more about the performances, right, than it is about the visuals. But Wicked is a very visual film, and that starts with those costumes. That comes from that Broadway play. I don't know. I think it's got it.
Directing, we have Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbet, The Brutalist, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown, Jacques Audiard, Emilia Perez, and Coralie Farja for The Substance. My hot money is on Sean Baker for Anora. Again, that movie's just kind of gathered a lot of steam. It's slated to win, Best Picture, Best Director, and some others. So that's my pick. And Zach, you had Brady Corbet for The Brutalist.
I did. You'll notice Andy and I, although we differ in who we think might take this, we are similar in that we fundamentally believe if you win Best Picture, you're probably winning Best Director. Those kind of go hand in hand. Not always, but like, at least in this case, they certainly do. Like our Best Directors match our Best Picture picks, so we'll see. Editing, same. Andy for Anora, Zach for The Brutalist. I told you it's a big split this year. We're going down two lanes, I think, and we'll line up in some of the other ones. Other nominees include Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. I would have said Emilia Perez after we saw it because I remember being really charmed by the editing. Actually, the way that movie uses light and shadow is actually really compelling in a lot of those more complicated dance numbers. But boy, I have seen so much Emilia Perez slander. Now I'm not sure of anything anymore. I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know if the editing really was that awesome. Maybe I just kind of felt that way. But I don't know.
So one of the reasons that I chose Anora for film editing is that Sean Baker not only directs, but he edits his own film. So I feel like, if things go Anora's way and he wins like directing, Best Picture, I think editing would also be in that group. International feature, we have I'm Still Here, The Girl with the Needle, Emilia Perez, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, and Flow. I think this is the one place that Emilia Perez is probably, if it gets anything, it's going to get this one. They're going to give it something, but like I said, it's definitely probably not getting a lot of other awards. And Zach, you had I'm Still Here.
Shameless Hail Mary pick. I have not seen I'm Still Here. How dare I vote for a movie I haven't seen? I'm sure people in the Academy don't really do that. No, we've seen Emilia Perez, we've seen Flo. I've heard about these other ones, but boy, I just keep hearing about I'm Still Here. It's probably the one I'm most looking forward to seeing on this list that I haven't seen. And in that way, I don't just want to pick Emilia Perez because Andy already picked it. I thought, well, what else? What else do I think might actually go the distance here? And like, I just feel like the buzz is calling to me, and it makes me think I'm Still Here's it. Makeup and hairstyling. Andy thinks it's Substance. I think it's going to go to Wicked. Other nominees include A Different Man, Emilia Perez, and Nosferatu. Here's the thing: Different Man has some incredible makeup, but a lot of it comes down to this like mask that Sebastian Stan wears that's already prefabbed. It's just a prefab mask. And then, like, some of the transformation stuff is good. But other than that, I don't think there's too much more going on with that. Adam Pearson's a come as he is. So I'm like, well, the makeup and hairstyling is good. But, like, I don't know. Yeah, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, I'd put it in a similar space. Nosferatu's great, but it doesn't have... I don't think it's got the flash of The Substance, and certainly not the flash of Wicked. It's close. It's real close. It's probably the runner-up on here if neither of these gets it. But I think it's going to go to one of these two.
All right. I'm going to combine these next two. Original score, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, The Wild Robot. Zach and I both think it's going to be The Brutalist. Incredible score by, I can't remember his name. It's Daniel something. Of course, I'm blanking now.
I should know it. I listened to it on Spotify a few times.
It's one of the memorable themes of the year with its like ba-da-dum bum, and that opens the thing, and it's weird. It's got a lot of this like modern techniques through it as well. Really great stuff. I'm not sure what else would be in the running. Original song, we have El Mal from Emilia Perez, The Journey, the 6888, Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Mi Camino, also from Emilia Perez, and Never Too Late, Elton John. I don't know any of these songs except the ones from Emilia Perez, and it has 2 in here, so I think it's probably going to walk away with at least one of those.
Yeah, same. As for best score, everybody get out of Daniel Bloomberg's way. It's The Brutalist, dude. That score kicks
Daniel Bloomberg,
so much ass. Yes, like I've listened to it since. I'm looking forward to getting the 4K. That opening sequence is one of the most incredible sequences I've seen in the theater this year. When that theme kicks in, it is so inspiring. Hard cut to a bus flying down an American road in the 50s with this like driving theme. It's incredible, dude. Like everybody get out of The Brutalist way. If The Brutalist doesn't win, it's a snub. I swear to God. All right, production design. I think it's The Brutalist. I kind of put this next to cinematography. Same thing. Like I just cannot get over the look of this film. The Brutalist has to align with. Wait, hold on a second. Andy picked Brutalist. I said Conclave. I'm defending Andy's answer. Brutalist sucks. I think Conclave's got it by a nose. Edward Berger's film is genuinely gorgeous. And like I do think while it's got a lot of noms here, I don't know if it's going to be big and bold enough to sweep anything, but I do think it's got some angle in production design because it looks like they shot that film in the Vatican and they didn't. It's amazing. It is an amazing illusion of how good that movie looks considering what they had to work with. It's nuts. Other nominees include Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. Andy, please tell people why The Brutalist is probably going to win production design.
I mean, it was a very small film, but just managed to create these kind of gargantuan vistas of, you know, it was filmed in VistaVision, which is where they turn the 35 millimeter upwards, and so you get this very tall feature, and yeah, you have these big views of like the crane and the big hill where they're building the thing when they go to the quarry in Italy. It looks incredible. The big library scene that kicks off the whole thing is really impressive. Moving on to best sound, we have A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I chose Dune Part 2. This used to be 2 categories. It used to have sound mixing and sound editing, and they just combined it into one. And so for that, on a technical side, I think Dune Part 2 is very good. And you chose A Complete Unknown.
Yeah, I think it's like something like 40 live to tape tracks or something in that movie. Like it's nuts. It has way more music than a typical biopic. And it just seems like, considering how much of that is Chalamet playing guitar, Monica Barbaro belting, like, I don't know. I just feel like the Academy is going to be charmed. And if it's not from A Complete Unknown, it might actually be Wicked. Wicked might end up scooping a sound nom here just because it's like singing on set, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. It's incredible. Dune Part 2's got to get something, though. And I agree. Like, if you're going to give it something, please give it a sound. Or better yet, visual effects. Nominees include Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. Andy says it's Dune Part 2. Great pick. I think it might be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I know that's a far cry because it doesn't have like any other noms, but they released
Hail Mary.
They released that whole version on the Blu-ray where it's like no effects and you can watch the whole movie with all the blue screen and everything. It's like they're showing their work. Like, look how much work we put into making this illusion work. And that's really impressive. Not to mention, I remember going to the theater and thinking, I'm not big on these ape movies. This is not going to be that cool. I was genuinely transported by how good that movie looks. Like, it's crazy. It's a real illusion. And it can't be Better Man because Better Man has one ape. Like, in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has lots of apes. So it can't. I know Better Man has more than one ape, but like, it's fine.
Writing, adapted screenplay, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. This is where I'm going a little bit dark horse here. I'm going for Nickel Boys, which we haven't reviewed on the show, and this is the only nominee it's getting. A lot of people are saying that's criminal. It should have gotten, but it also got Best Picture. A lot of people saying it should have been nominated for a lot more things, and so this might be the one place where it kind of gets thrown a bone. And Zach, you chose Conclave for this.
Yeah, mostly because Conclave was the one script out of all of these I think I was the most charmed by. Admittedly, have not seen Nickel Boys and Sing Sing. Easy play for me to say. I've only seen 3 of these, and this one's my favorite, but I've only seen 3 of these, and that one's my favorite. One more, writing for original screenplay. Nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, and The Substance. Annie thinks it's Real Pain. I think it's going to be Substance. I've seen some screenshots of the Substance screenplay. It's pretty wacky. They had font treatments and like weird things going on in there. And I don't know if that's respected in the Academy. It probably isn't, but I respect it. And I think that's worth putting on there. I think Substance is special. But also Real Pain is like one of the best things about it is its writing. So like great pick in here.
Yeah, these are both really strong. I would love to see Corley Farjal win for writing. I think just the way the awards have gone so far, it's probably leaning to A Real Pain, which would be Jesse Eisenberg winning this. And that wraps up our predictions for 2025. Again, they are this Sunday. They start about 7 p.m. Central, and I hear that Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are going to open with a Wicked medley of some sort. So if you're a Wicked head, tune in for that.
Yeah,
Zach, any
definitely.
final thoughts?
I think 2024 was kind of an incredible year at the movies. Like, I know we talked about this in our wrap up at the end of last year, but there was so much good cinema out, dude. Like, I think we have gotten well past like our pandemic era where production had really slowed and stopped and we were shooting small things. A lot of writers got to work. A lot of people hit the pen. A lot of people were like, hey, let's put together something really special, you know? And I think locking up a lot of creatives through a pandemic and then following that, like writers' strikes, actors' strikes, fires, like there's been a lot going on over in Hollywood. I think out of all of that has come some genuinely special work. And like so much of this is difficult to pick just because there's so much talent here. Like, so I think we got great picks. I have a hard time arguing with a lot of Andy's for sure. Like, dude, my man's got a great list. But who knows? Like, Conclave might be the sweep. I might have this completely wrong. You know, like we might see Emilia Perez win all 13 noms. I have no idea. Stay tuned next week. We'll cover the whole thing, right? The best way to do that, stay tuned. Just, you know, subscribe to the podcast, wherever. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment. All that stuff. Anyway, we should move on. One more. Well, hold on, Andy. Any other thoughts from this before I move on to Flow?
I mean, I agree that it's been an incredible year for film. Not just the things that have been nominated, but just a lot of other things. If you look at our top 10, things like Love Lies Bleeding or Long Legs, or lots of other things that came out and really charmed us. So great year for film.
Yeah, incredible. And with that, we should move on to the final film of the episode. I'm really looking forward to talking about this one. This is unique and it's special. So I'm going to be taking a summary on this. Please excuse any clumsy delivery. The movie is Flow.